It all begins CBS tomorrow at 9/8 Central.
The American Music Awards are coming to CBS live May 26th and streaming on Paramount+.
For tomorrow, we could see some fog through the morning and afternoon, and we will see some storms fire up into the evening time. Temperatures are very warm, but that could fuel these storms. I'll have your full details.
Good evening, everyone. I'm Kevin Hodge. Tonight on your WZMQ 19 News, we'll have more details on the two new bills Governor Whitmer signed into law today. Plus, a tribe member gives a recount of his experience attending boarding school in the 1950s. And the Marquette County Sheriff's Department dive team gets some practice in today, retrieving the Lions Club's meltdown structure from the bottom of Teal Lake. Your 19 News at 11 starts now.
Live from the UP, this is WZMQ 19 News at 11.
First look of your forecast here headed into tonight. We're still probably going to see a few of those lingering showers here. You can see that into Houghton and Ontonagon into the upper 50s, and we will likely see some fog into tonight and tomorrow morning. So as you head out the door tomorrow morning, make sure to use those low beams and low speeds. Leave a few extra minutes to account for those lower speeds, but we will likely see the sunshine creep out before those storms start to fire up into the evening time. I'll have your full details coming up in just a few minutes.
Kelly, thank you. The governor signed two bills into law today that change the state's financial disclosure requirements just before the lawmakers' deadline. The legislation is just two of four bills that have passed through both chambers so far this year. Our Michigan Capitol correspondent Sophia Murphy has more about those bills and the legislature's struggle to work together.
Michigan's constitution requires lawmakers to submit financial disclosure reports every year by May 15th. With that deadline hitting tomorrow, many lawmakers have yet to make their submissions, but not without trying.
Members can't sign in, members can't fix when they answer something incorrectly.
Lawmakers say this is the second year in a row the website hasn't functioned properly, prompting members of the Senate to introduce some changes that standardize the form, expand ways it can be turned in, and extend the deadline another month.
This is a very simple thing. It could have been done with SurveyMonkey or with Google Docs. We didn't need to spend millions of dollars.
These bills are now Public Acts 3 and 4 of 2025. Almost 500 bills have been introduced in the House and 304 in the Senate. Still, just 4 of them have seen a vote in both chambers and made it to the governor's desk for a signature.
There are some fundamental disagreements over what to do. There's some personality issues going on.
With Democrats in charge in the Senate and Republicans in the House, it's the first time in decades the parties have had split control in the legislature.
There are some things that should be dealt with, and it's very difficult to make progress on some of those things unless you have willing partners who agree on what needs to make progress.
The Senate Majority Leader says as budget deadlines approach, she's hoping to find more common ground and pass more bills on to the governor.
I am just hopeful that we'll see more willingness from the other side of the aisle and the other side of the Capitol with the House, and see more cooperation so that they'll come to the table and work on the things that people really need us to be working on.
From Michigan's capital, Sophia Murphy, WZMQ 19 News.
Robert F. Kennedy Jr. testified today on Capitol Hill for the first time as U.S. Secretary of Health and Human Services. Kennedy defended large cuts to the department's budget and its workforce. He told a Senate panel that as far as he knows, no working scientists have been fired. Vermont Senator Bernie Sanders asked if health care should be guaranteed in the U.S.
Every other country guarantees health care to all people as a right. Should we, as Americans?
The objective is to get Americans the level of health care that they want, the choice which Americans want. Americans
they don't want the choice to be uninsured.
Well, but
they don't want the choice to die because they don't get to a doctor on time.
Americans prefer private insurance to other insurance sources.
Do you believe? Okay.
And what I would say is, I want to find a solution to this. I want every American to have insurance.
In his opening remarks, Kennedy said the U.S. spends $4.5 trillion on health care each year, but remains the sickest nation in the world. A survivor of a Native American boarding school in the 1950s shared his story at the Ishpeming Carnegie Public Library this evening. WZMQ's Andrew Hands tells us what he had to say.
Tom Byron is Crane Clan and a member of the Anishinaabe Ojibwe First Nation in Sault Ste. Marie. He is a survivor of the Holy Childhood Boarding School of Harbor Springs from 1956 to 1957 at just 5 years old.
None of us really realized, what it was, that it was just part of our lives.
Back in 1493, the Doctrine of Discovery declared that Christian nations had the divine right to claim lands inhabited by non-Christian people. This ideology led to European colonization across the globe, including on Turtle Island, what we now call North America. In 1819, Congress passed the Civilization Fund Act, directing money to missionary groups to quote-unquote civilize Native children through religious education, still prominent through the late 1900s.
We were being brought there to become missionaries, and then when we got back, we would carry the word as soldiers of Christ. This was Catholic. We would come back as children, but we were told we were going to be soldiers of Christ.
Byron added that the United States have been around for almost 250 years, and in some ways are already more prosperous than most nations in that time. But across those years, common ground was nearly unobtainable.
If people would sit down and realize our families were here, why aren't we prosperous? Why aren't we a part of that? I think that's why this educational piece is so important, because I think the real America is all of us. We have a word called innuendo. It's all my relations. And it's not just to human beings, it's to this place.
Tom has been dedicated to sharing his story and others alike. Spreading this often untold side of history shows how its legacy and the impacts of these boarding schools continue to be felt today. In Ishpeming, Andrew Hands, WZMQ 19 News.
The presentation was part of the Episcopal Diocese of Northern Michigan's travel exhibit called Walking Together, Finding Common Ground. The Marquette County Sheriff's Office is helping out the Lions Club while doing some valuable training. WZMQ reporter Samuel McKnight tells us about their operations today.
Today, the Marquette County Sheriff's Office diving team helped the Lions Club out at Teal Lake while completing routine training.
Dive team falls under our Special Operations Division. We train monthly, and today's training is assist the Lions Club on their fundraiser to remove their structure out of Teal Lake.
The Lions Club Teal Lake meltdown structure remains in the lake after it falls through the ice in the spring, and removing it can be valuable training for the Sheriff's Office divers.
It's just a really good exercise, full through all the way, because we can get multiple divers down to work on communication, and we can also work to get something up out of the water, so it's good practice for us.
Members of the Special Operations Unit say consistent training is vital to being able to conduct operations safely and effectively.
It's super important because it helps us with our consistency. If we don't do it for a few months, you lose it, I believe in, So getting out and being able to actually get wet and get in the water is really good for us.
Well, it's important to keep all of our divers current on training and to keep everybody safe.
And though they hope they never need to make a rescue, Anderson says they always need to be ready.
If somebody needs a water rescue, we're very important for that. If somebody puts their vehicle in the water or something, or any other type of equipment, we're trained to go get that equipment up and out of the water, and hopefully we can be useful, and we can get your guys' stuff out of the water and hopefully save a life.
Samuel McKnight, WZMQ 19 News, Nagani.
The Sheriff's Office wants to remind everyone to be safe while boating and swimming this summer. Kelly Rowland has your first warning weather forecast when we come back. Plus, a musical in Marquette that aims to increase awareness around opioid abuse in the area. And more details on how the Sioux Line number 730 Authority is celebrating their history and asking the public to join in. We're back in 2 minutes.
19 News is brought to you by Kirkish Furniture.
John's Auto is quickly becoming everybody's favorite place to get their car fixed. John's Auto is quickly becoming everybody's favorite place to fix their car. Was that right? For a better service experience, come to John's Auto Market. Why do I keep forgetting that word? Experience. Okay, go. 3, 2. For a better service experience, come to John's Auto Market.
And don't forget, a pinch me moment.
What is the key to y'all longevity?
We are a we, not just a me.
And those harmonies, honey. To your love. Then a touching surprise for an incredible teacher.
I want to know how you pulled it off. Welcome to the Jennifer Hudson Show.
The Jennifer Hudson Show, tomorrow at 5 on WZMQ TV CBS, followed by 19 News at 6.
Chips or cracks, we got your back. Brian's Auto Glass.
Cracked windshield, chipped glass? Don't wait. Call Brian's Auto Glass in Nagani. We specialize in expert windshield replacement, chip and crack repairs, and safety system calibrations to keep your vehicle road ready. Can't come to us? No problem. We'll come to you with our mobile service. Fast, professional, local. Brian's Auto Glass, where clear vision starts.
She's fair.
Untrue, Your Honor.
What, you're going to have your turn.
She's inquisitive.
What in the world led to this young lady finding you in this compromising situation?
And firm.
The only thing that matters in this particular courtroom, sir, is how I see it.
Watch Equal Justice with Judge Ebony K. Williams.
Weekdays on WZMQ CBS. Closed captioning sponsored by Range Bank of Upper Michigan. Now, WZMQ TV 19 First Warning Weather with meteorologist Kelly Rowland.
Welcome back, everyone. We are tracking some storms for your Thursday evening into Friday, but before we get to those storms, we're going to have lots of sunshine throughout the day. We might have a few drizzles, but for the most part, the fishing outlook, we have 3 out of 4 stars here with a major times between 2 to 4 a.m. and 3 to 5 p.m. for the best times there. Calm winds southeast about 5 to 10 miles per hour. So overall, your blades, bait, and tackle fishing outlook for tomorrow looking good, and we're going to start to see those storms later in the evening, so it might be a good time to take advantage of the nice weather before that. But for today, we did round off at 75 degrees for Marquette when that average at 61, so well above average, close to the record of 81, honestly. We did see some light drizzles throughout the day, but it was just a trace of rain, not quite enough to accumulate anything officially. But first warning weather futurecast, a few more drizzles very possible into the overnight. Now we will see a decent amount of sunshine during the day tomorrow, and that's good news for nice weather, but when we're tracking a major line of storms like this, that can sometimes fuel the storms. They thrive off of moisture and heat just ahead of it, and it looks like it's going to get that. And out towards Iron County and Ontonagon and Gogebic County, that's the highest chance of that severe weather as that line scoots on through. Now there is kind of another little line here out to Newberry. We'll see if they connect. That won't be the best conditions if they do decide to connect, but kind of looks like a few broken lines there for tomorrow night. And then Friday morning and afternoon, we'll likely see a few more of those lingering showers. But overall, from the Storm Prediction Center, we are at a level 2 out of 5 for the severe weather. What does that specifically mean for the wind, hail, and tornado outlook? There is a 15% chance of wind gusts consistently about 50 to 60 miles per hour. You can see into the red. This is where we get that higher chance of severe weather creeping in along the line of the Upper Peninsula here. That black hatched area, that's a better chance of hail up to 2-inch diameters, when here we could get 1.5-inch diameter. So hail damage very possible. If you have a garage, might be a good idea to put your car into your garage for the evening time. And finally, the tornado outlook. This green here is a 2%, this is a 5%, and we get to 10% down there. So we are going to monitor the rotation of these storms. The biggest thing to note here is, yes, it may be a low chance, but it's not a no chance for tornadoes. So have that warning plan set in place just in case we get some tornadoes firing up or any rotation. We will look at that for you tomorrow. 56 degrees headed out to the bus stop in the morning time, 70 degrees, a little bit breezy during that drop-off time. So again, we're probably going to see the sunshine for a decent amount of the day before the storms fire up here. Close to 80 degrees for a lot of us, even most likely getting to 80 degrees for some northern portions of the Upper Peninsula for those highs tomorrow. We'll get the storms in the evening lingering into your Friday. Sunshine comes back out really for your weekend, but we are going to see some colder temperatures. The 50s, the 40s, yeah, we're going to struggle for those daytime highs into the 50s going into next week.
Kelly, thanks again. A touring musical with a serious message took the stage this evening at the Forrest Roberts Theater in Marquette. Our own John Truitt attended this evening's performance and reports on this unique production.
Take it away.
It's called Painless, the opioid musical. Inspired by true stories of addiction, it follows 3 teens in their own voices during a high school assembly on drug addiction. The teens are bored at first, but soon realize they all have connections to this deadly disease. Rhett Hemingway plays one of the teens.
Learning about it and seeing it can really help change these kids' understanding of what this is and how it affects people and how it isn't something that that happened to a bad person, but that could happen to anyone.
Painless is the creation of Dr. Chad Brummett, an anesthesiologist looking for a way to bring awareness to opioid use disorder through the voices of young people.
The importance here is to try to create stories that while not every song or every musical is going to hit with every child, that there's some portion that hopefully connects with different kids, different parents.
Along with the stage performance, Painless includes a variety of local resources available to anyone with concerns about opiate use.
Painless comes with a phenomenal resources pamphlet that all of the students, no matter which school we go to, get. So it's hoping that kids who are affected by it see themselves in it, and it leads them to get help either for themselves or their loved ones.
A license to perform Painless is available to any school or nonprofit, free of charge. In Marquette, John Truitt, WZMQ 19 News.
Earlier today, the cast spent the day performing a matinee at Marquette's Alternative High School. An organization dedicated to maintaining a piece of Gladstone history is inviting the community to learn more about it. Our Escanaba reporter Lily Simmons has more.
Gladstone Soo Line steam engine number 730 stands tall along M35, and this month, Upper Peninsula State Bank is hosting a smaller display put on by the Steam Engine Authority.
We've been invited to celebrate the history of the Soo Line Railroad and coincide with our golf tournament that we have for a fundraiser to keep the perpetual care and future museum that we'd like to have here in Gladstone.
It's filled with donated memorabilia, artwork, and educational panels that tell the story of the Soo Line, and by extension, Gladstone itself.
The Soo Line was a big coal and flour manufacturer back in those days, and they needed a deep water port. And they came to Gladstone because it's such a nice deep water port that's natural. They didn't have to do any dredging. You could pull up right to the shore. Our Buckeye area was where they had the coal docks and things like that.
As the years passed, industries like trucking began to take over, decreasing the region's reliance on the railroad.
The Soo Line had their own boats that they would haul the material. You couldn't have a railroad and a boat. It was a Sherman Act that went through Congress, and they outlawed that so that they had to dismantle their docks.
Still, the railroad remained an important employer.
I retired after 40 years of seniority working in the railroad industry, mainly all on train service. I was a brakeman, conductor, an engineer, pounding spikes, and I also was a train master, which is a manager of the railroad.
One retiree who still lives in the county says he's proud to be part of Soo Line and railroad history.
In Upper Michigan here, the railroads are shrinking. It's not even half of what was here when I first started. The Chicago Northwestern was big in Escanaba. That was a big railroad. They're gone. Most of it's owned by Canadian National, but it's shrinking.
That's why the authority continues to curate displays like this that keep the Soo Line's legacy alive.
It shows what actually was here at one time. We're trying to preserve the history of the steam engine.
Gladstone wouldn't be here without the Soo Line.
Lily Simmons, WZMQ 19 News, Gladstone.
For details on how to register for the Soo Line Authority's golf tournament on May 29th, visit WZMQ19.com. Mike Ludlam has your sports headlines after the break. He has the highlights from another track meet, this time in Rapid River. We'll be right back after this.
Hey everyone, Emerald Lagasse here, and I'm so excited to tell you about my French door Air Fryer 360. This is my biggest air fryer yet. Extra large 26-quart capacity. Cook with up to 70% less calories from fat than deep frying. That's a big deal, my friend. It's all about the Air Crisp technology. 360 degrees of superheated air gives you fast, even cooking. With 24 preset cooking functions, doesn't get any easier, folks. My 10-in-1 French door air fryer 360s grills, air fries, dehydrates, roasts, bakes, broils, proofs, slow cooks, and toasts. I mean, this baby does it all. These French doors are a game changer. I mean, look at how easy that is. One-handed. It's super stylish and super easy to use. Every kitchen needs one of these.
Cook for your entire family in one compact kitchen appliance. Now find out how you can try Emeril Lagasse's 26-quart French door air fryer 360 with 3 cooking tiers, fetch tool, air frying rack, and drip tray in your home for 30 days for just $14.99. Order now and you'll also get Emeril's Air Fryer Favorites recipe book. And we'll automatically upgrade you to our bonus cooking kit free. You get bonus number 1, the baking pan to broil and bake family-sized meals. Bonus number 2, the crisper basket for golden, delicious air-fried food without oil. Bonus number 3, the rotisserie spit set for the most delicious chicken you've ever tasted. Bonus number 4, our grill plate to sizzle succulent steaks. And a 100% satisfaction guarantee. Plus, find out how you can get free shipping. This offer will not last, so call or click now to order.
You're gonna love it. I guarantee it.
To order and take advantage of this TV-only offer, call 1-800-460-4496. That's 1-800-460-4496 or go to EmerilFrenchDoor360.com. Call today.
Good evening, everyone. 3 days of high school track and field regionals are underway. In Division III, Rapid River was a host for 6 other schools. We will start at the high jump for the girls. Big Bay Knox Kerrigan Till clears an early height. She won the event with a jump of 5 feet. Holy Name's 8th grader Rain Martin also reached 5 feet, but had one more attempt than Thill. Shot put, Mid-Peninsula's Hope Brungraber finished first, 29 feet 6 inches. She also won the discus. To the hurdles, and it's Big Bay Knox Kerrigan Till again, 19.10. Rapid River's Victoria Kopic was the runner-up. 100-meter dash, you're looking at yellow in the middle of your screen. That's Engadine's Bianca Briggs finishing first in 13.4. Big Bay Knox Destiny Blue was next, followed by Rapid River's Emma Sundling. Briggs also took the long jump. The 1,600-meter run, clean start. Big Bay Knox 8th grader Yvonne Lacoste grabbed the early lead, but Engadine 8th grader Molly McNamara took over shortly after the final lap began. McNamara held off Rapid River's Julia Poma at the line, 5 minutes, 56.78 seconds. McNamara also won the 3,200 and anchored a winning relay. For your results, it came right down to the wire. Engadine 2 points better than Rapid River, 47-45. Then it was Big Bay Knox, Mid-Peninsula, and Superior Central. Also, Division III at Lake Linden, the Lakes win with 66.66. UN Trout Creek next. Just getting past Dollar Bay, Ontonagon, then Chassel. For the Lakes, Emily Jokala had a perfect day. Both hurdles, 100 and 400 dashes. Maddie Dudenis, the shot put and discus. For ETC, Bree Besnan, 800, 1600, second in the 3200, and anchored a winning relay. Lila Bell grabbed the long jump and pole vault for Dollar Bay. Also in St. Ignace, Newberry 13 points better than St. Ignace, followed by Brimley and Cedarville Detour. For the Indian, sisters Abby and Samantha Taylor combined to win the 800, 1600, and 3200 meter runs. Adan and Woes won the 100, 200, and a relay. For St. Ignace, Avery Visna took the pole vault, 100 hurdles, second in the 300, and won a relay. Jillian Frazier won the long jump and was on 2 winning relay squads. For Brimley, Tallulah Slabashevsky won the shot put and discus. Let's go back to Rapid River now if we can to catch up with the boys. We will start with the long jump and say hello to Holy Name's Michael Rexford. He easily won this event, 19 feet 8 inches. Rapid River's Eddie Forsland cruised to the win in the discus, 138 feet and 6 inches. His teammate Ethan Harrison was next at just under 121 feet. Forsland was second in the shot put behind Mid-Peninsula's Trey Mishaw. The 110 hurdles, Rapid River's Greg Taylor wins in 1785, but that is not your whole story. Now, a teammate will flip Taylor a Red Bull as a post-race celebratory drink, and there it goes. Mid-Peninsula 8th grader DJ Casey was second. In the 100-meter dash, you're concentrating on the white and orange of Mid-Peninsula freshman Lewis Holmes. He holds off Superior Central's Gavin Vining in 12.36 seconds. The boys' 1,600-meter run was also dominated by an Engadine athlete. Senior Dakota Taylor pulled away from the field to win in a time of 4 minutes, 48.56 seconds. The margin was nearly 30 seconds over Rapid River's John Dankins. To the numbers here, Rapid River gets the victory rather easily with 70 points. Then it's Superior Central, Mid-Penn, Engadine, and Holy Name. At Lake Linden, the Lakes win with 63, Bessemer 46. Then was Dollarbait, Chassell, and Ontonagon. For the Speed Boys, Jaden Verrett won the 100, 200, and had 2 winning relays. Chassell's Calvin Kiddo won the 800, 1600, and 3200. Over in St. Ignace, Newberry is 4 points better than Brimley, followed by St. Ignace, Cedarville Detour, and Paradise. Newberry's Matt Rahley won the 100, 200, high jump, and long jump. Brimley's Brady LeBlanc won both hurdles and was on 2 winning relay teams. Ethan Snyder of Cedarville Detour captured the 800, 1600, and 3200 and was second in the 4x800 relay. Just learned in Division II, the West Iron County girls and the Ironwood boys were the regional champions. We will catch up with them tomorrow. Elsewhere in high school sports and softball, Marquette takes 2 from Menominee, 10-3 and 15-0. It's copper bat time, because if you can have a copper bowl and a copper spike, you can certainly have a copper bat. Softball, the win by Hancock 4-3. Houghton gets the baseball victory 5-4. Escanaba baseball sweeps the Sioux in a doubleheader 13-12 and 12-1. Success stories were plentiful during this year's 53rd Upper Peninsula Sports Hall of Fame induction ceremony at the Island Resort and Casino in Harris. Here are parts of a few speeches that were on the different ends of the spectrum.
Some of my most memorable moments include winning the first state championship for the Gladstone 9 and 10 All-Stars, back-to-back runner-up finishes at the Senior League World Series, runner-up in the high school state championship in 2003. My husband says there's a lot of runner-up spots here. And of course, one of my favorites, beating the University of Michigan 2-1 in the Big Ten tournament my senior year.
My answer to those questions became clear in my mid-20s when I came to truly know and develop a relationship with Jesus. The things that once fueled me, achievements, accolades, recognition, started to take a back seat. I began to see that my life wasn't just about success, but significance. Not about my glory, but His.
What parent in their right mind would allow their 13-year-old daughter to go off wherever playing softball with adults, unchaperoned? And we played 2 leagues. One was in Iron Mountain, and believe me, stops on the way home were not at A&W for root beer and ice cream.
We'll catch up with the final inductees tomorrow on your WZMQ 19 News at 6 o'clock. The NFL schedules were released this evening. If we can take a quick peek at some of those. For the Detroit Lions, they start at home with their second game of the year against Chicago. Other home games include Tampa Bay on October 20th, Minnesota on November 2nd, Green Bay is the Thanksgiving Day game, and another Thursday game at home against Dallas. For the Packers, they start at home against Detroit on September 7th, November 10th, home with Philadelphia, Minnesota the 23rd, December 7th, home with Chicago, and week 17, they're supposed to be home with the Baltimore Ravens. And hopefully when we come back, we might even get to show you the Tigers and the Red Sox.
Fox Marquette Chevrolet is bringing you great deals every month, all year long. Lease a 2025 Chevrolet Trax LT for $369 a month for 36 months with zero due at signing. Together, let's drive. Fox Marquette Chevrolet. Experience the difference.
May is Maytag month at Kirkish Furniture. It's the biggest sale of the year all month long on all Maytag major appliances. Buy 2 select laundry appliances and get up to $100 in bonuses. May is Maytag month at Kirkish Furniture in Houghton.
Chips or cracks, we've got your back. Brian's Auto Glass.
Cracked windshield, chipped glass? Don't wait. Call Brian's Auto Glass in Nagani. We specialize in expert windshield replacement, chip and crack repairs, and safety system calibrations to keep your vehicle road ready. Can't come to us? No problem. We'll come to you with our mobile service. Fast, professional, local. Brian's Auto Glass, where clear vision starts.
What's bothering Archie?
Politics. What the Supreme Court says ain't got nothing to do with the law.
Zucchini.
What do you call this?
Zucchini.
Looks like a cooked pickle. How to raise children. Get out of here!
sexual freedom?
What kind of a problem have they got?
It's sexual.
Shh.
Door tap.
Goldfish? Come on now, I draw the line on goldfish.
See what's bothering Archie.
All in the Family, Sundays from 8 to 10 on WZMQ MeTV.
Top investigators and police use the latest forensic science to uncover the truth and solve real cases. The devil is always in the details. Forensic Factor. At Fox Marquette Chevrolet, lease a 2025 Chevrolet Silverado 1500 LT 2FL Crew Cab 4-wheel drive for $394 a month for 36 months with 0 due at signing. Together, let's drive. Fox Marquette Chevrolet. Experience the difference.
Final look of your forecast here. We have been talking about the storm potential for tomorrow evening, but honestly, before we get there, it is going to be a pretty decent day. We'll likely have some fog for the morning, even into the afternoon for Marquette, Escanaba, Manistee, so make sure to leave a extra minutes headed out the door. Use low beams and low speeds. We're still tracking these storms for your Thursday evening and into the nighttime. Level 2 out of 5 from the Storm Prediction Center. It's very important to have multiple ways to get watches and warnings and have a warning plan just in case anything really severe pops up for those storms. Once we get through that, we will not see those temperatures in the 70s for quite a little bit. Maybe when we get some good patches of sunshine for your Friday, but we will see those temperatures on a decline headed into the weekend. A few scattered showers for your Saturday into the 50s, clearing skies, and finally start to dry things out, rounding off the weekend and into the week ahead. Yeah, we'll stay chilly, but partly cloudy skies through midweek.
Thanks again, Kelly. And Mike, you are not going to let us end the show without those Tigers highlights.
Yeah, darn right we're not, especially since they're playing so well. Okay, Boston, bottom of the 7th, tied at 5. Kerry Carpenter, a blast to right center field. Bobby Abreu leaps, can't keep it in his glove, but right there is center fielder Cedano Rafaela, right where he's supposed to be to make the catch, robbing Carpenter of a home run. That's what we call good teamwork. Bottom of the 9th, tied at 5. Justin Henry Malloy comes through with a base hit off Aroldis Chapman. Andy Ibanez scores, and the Tigers go on to win this one by the count of 6-5. And Milwaukee also in the win column tonight, defeating Cleveland by the count of 9-5.
All right, the Tigers are rolling, Mike.
Yes.
Could be a very exciting season. That's all the time we have for right now, everyone. We'll see you again tomorrow at 6/5 Central.
Tony's Green Thumb in Bark River is open for business. Tony's is your one-stop shop for all your garden and flower needs. Known for a huge variety of big, beautiful baskets, gorgeous planters, and over 600 varieties of vegetables and flowers.